Hey, ComicWow.com. This is Comics on TV, Constantine, Blessed Are the Damned. I'm Josh.
I'm Mike.
And this is this week's episode in review, so let's get into it.
Can like Zed not be in the same room with Chaz or something? Is like, do they share Constantine on the weekends? Are they a divorced couple?
Yeah, well apparently Zed likes to paint like naked dudes. And
well, who doesn't?
Yeah. And this has been your episode of Comics on TV. Now, Zed makes a dinner date with some tool that she's painting in art class. And then comes back to tell John about it and all that kind of crap and say, oh, you know, it's over here. And just she had a vision because there were snakes around her feet.
Well, just FYI, spoiler hats on. We're going to be able to talk about it because this is days and days after the episode. This is more of a review. So enjoy your spoilers.
Yeah, so they go to find this preacher or whatever. Apparently he's got healing powers now that he got bitten by
he was the world's worst preacher. He
was horrible.
He had like a following of 2.
Yeah, so he gets bit by a snake, you know.
Well, he tried to up his game and have like like, hey, look at me, it's like a
yeah, I'm going to use the most deadly snake, dead, and then gets brought back to life as like an angel feather in his hand and shit, and you know, so he comes back and he starts healing people. Some dude has one leg, comes up, he's like, oh, you're healed, here's your leg.
Yeah, nobody else thinks this is weird. That to people though, like,
and like the doctor's not, and like the doctor that sees the dude's not even like off put by it. Like, hey dude, you grew a leg. Like, that never happens.
It's never gonna happen.
It never happens. Yeah. Like, that should be like, holy shit, dude, you grew your leg.
Well, there's some good back and forth between Constantine and Zed, because it's, you know, Zed goes along on this trip.
Yeah, she it kind of seems like her faith is kind of shaken in this. Like, she doesn't have much faith for some reason, but then she meets the preacher and has her vision come out, and it's kind of like all struck by this preacher.
Oh, because she essentially sees him as an angel,
and
realizes that, well, wait a minute, he actually plucked a feather from Angel. Well, accused of plucking a feather from Angel, because we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot of things happening because he's doing all these healings, and everything comes with a cost.
Yeah, and Constantine says, he goes, you know, the world's not going to take this. Comes up, there's a bunch of dead fish in the lake and everything. And you see the first guy he heals kind of goes all batshit crazy and starts killing people, kills his doctor, kills a cop. You know, no loss really, but you know, he does that and he gets captured on film so they know who they're looking for. But,
and then Zed's off looking for an answer, and who does she find but an angel just sitting there in the woods?
Well, they find it because, you know, he summons Manny or whatever, and Manny's like, you know, look to the sun or whatever else.
Oh, yeah, and start chanting.
And apparently, because the preacher was speaking Enochian, which is like the language of the angels, and apparently Zed knows how to hum this tune she heard, so she hums a tune, apparently nails it, and then they find this angel laying out in the field just chilling, you know, with a broken wing, you know, so...
But that goes into my bigger problems with Constantine as a whole, is that they talk about spells and incantations and don't explain why they know all this or how...
Yeah, this episode as a whole, I mean, it was interesting because of what it was, but it was just executed. I don't think it was executed to the point where it could have been. I mean, it seemed a little hokey. There was some cool parts in it. You know, Zed gets baptized as she's going to try to get the angel feather back or whatever that this dude has, the preacher, looking like Stevie Nicks in her long white flowing outfit. And
my biggest, greatest parts of this episode was Manny, especially talking to the angel and trying to be curious
he was humanized Manny and saying, what is it like to feel pain? And Manny's just sitting there like, yeah, like you can see how engaged. It was a great scene between those two and the angel Imogen or whatever, and it was cool.
That was the best part of the episode. You get an insight about how these angels are in this universe. Yeah. How they are envious almost of us, and we're envious of them. Because
they didn't get a shot to take over the earth, but you know, God gave it to us, and we've just done nothing but screw it up. So it's a very biblical kind of episode. You realize that Imogen is actually one of the fallen angels. She's not.
Yeah, that was really cool when that happened.
He didn't snatch a feather from an angel of heaven. He snatched a feather from an angel of hell, basically one of the fallen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a twist, and you know, she's kind of in there, and this whole thing breaks out. And then enter Manny, the badass angel, which he doesn't try to get involved in anything. Yeah. But Manny ends up being a badass, like a la Temple of Doom, and just comes over and just like, and rips out the.
He kind of possesses Zed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he just goes in there. He's like, "Oh, you're not going to do anything," and he's like,
Here's
pulls
my
out the
issue.
inside.
It goes into that. It's this whole let's hurry up and tell the longest story ever, and then get to the meat of it for about 10 minutes, and then the episode's
it's
over.
like it's the last 5 minutes you're getting really what the episode's about, and you can see how John's kind of thinking about how are these evil entities getting into Earth. Like he's saying, how is it that easy? Like, and Manny tells him that the air is so thin between them now that they can just get up here. Because it's never been as close as it is right now. So they've got a lot of problems to deal with. Next week, you see Joe from The Walking Dead or whatever is apparently, I think, in the next episode.
Well, it's the mid-season, it's the winter break, which you're going to get a lot of right now, and we're actually going to go on winter break after next week because we'll have 1 week, we'll have the last Constantine of this season, and we'll probably see you guys again in January, February, so I guess we should prep for that. But Comics on TV is going to take a break because there's no Comics on TV. Yeah,
really, everything's coming to a halt. So if you watched the episode or you just watched our recap of us, tell us what you think. Comment at the bottom of the video. Like us on Facebook.
Follow us on the Real ComicWow on Twitter.
Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also our Vimeo channel.
I said
videos
Vimeo.
on there. Yeah, Vimeo.
Vimeo!
And also get on ComicWow.com, start a blog, start a profile, share your pictures, make some friends, tell us what you think on there as well. But we'll see you on ComicWow.com. See you.